You're listening to the Straight Crooked Podcast.
Slade, how are we doing?
You know how I'm doing. I know how
How
you're
are you
doing.
doing? We're we're not even going through it. We're just going through it, I guess. I don't know.
We're going through it.
I'm tired of a lot of things, tired in general, but I'm mainly tired, here's something, of being censored on the internet. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that.
Yeah, how are you being censored? Or are we being
So,
censored?
we're not being censored. We're fine.
Okay.
This is a personal attack on me. So, there's all the different TikTok filters, right? There's this one called White Boy of the Month. And what it is, it's like 1 through 10 slots, and it'll shuffle a picture of a famous white boy, and you like put him in whatever spot you want, but it's a blind ranking. So whoever you put like in three has to stay in three. You can't move it around, and you don't know who's coming
Oh.
next. So I kept seeing videos of people doing that on my feed, and Maddie Healy from the 1975 would be the last one. Like they would leave number one open, hoping for like whoever their like love is, whatever.
Yeah.
And they would always get Maddie as the last person, and like everyone's such a hater, and they were posting them like worst case scenario, I can't believe this happened to me, like blah blah blah. Like just dogging on Maddie, right? So I used the filter myself, and luckily I got Maddie last and I saved my number one spot. And so I made my own video, like best case scenario, like, oh my God, whatever. It's got mixed reviews. Okay. It's got a little bit of traction. Some people are just commenting like, love the 1975, hate Maddie Healy, blah blah blah. And I'll just be like, womp womp, like, don't care. Something was in the water last week, though, because someone commented on it and said, all they said was cringe, just cringe. My instinct was to write them back and say, should I kill myself? So that's what I did. I commented back on my post and I said, should I kill myself?
Can't say
TikTok
that.
keeps deleting the comment. I even tried KMS, tried to shorten it. TikTok keeps deleting my comment. So I can't even like clap back. And I hate it. I don't like it. I feel like I don't need to be censored like that. Like, not a fan of Twitter, X, whatever, but they would never censor me like TikTok did.
Even
So,
KMS, huh?
KMS, I was shocked that that got taken down. So, to anyone that has something to say about that video, I ask you, should I kill myself? Let me know.
We're gonna get censored
Um,
on YouTube, you know that.
they don't let us say it either.
They have words. Yeah, they have buzzwords and they'll shadow ban us. They won't remove our video, but they'll just
I guess I'll be using a little sound effect there. That sucks. You people know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. Um, Last week we talked about the Epstein Island thing, the list that came out,
Yes.
and Stephen Hawking was brought up. So I found out, and this is all allegedly,
Oh God.
allegedly, okay? I don't fact check, I just find things on the internet. But okay, let me reiterate. Allegedly, Stephen Hawking's thing on Epstein Island was watching little people trying to solve math equations on a chalkboard that was too tall for them.
No.
That's what I read online.
No. No way.
You don't think so?
Is that what gets him going?
Apparently, that's like what he like to do there,
Sounds pretty sadistic to me.
right? But I thought I would just update that since it did come up last week, and I know we mentioned him on the list. That's just what I saw on Twitter.
I've been seeing all the memes. You've been seeing the
Yeah,
memes?
yes, I have. It's
Jeez.
internet's going crazy about it. Um, the internet is also going crazy about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Have you
Yes,
been
they
seeing that?
are.
How do we feel about that? Because I'm getting mixed feelings from the general public on the internet. Um, because some people are mad that she's like fresh out of prison and she's like an instant celebrity, and they're like, why are we glorifying a killer? Even though she didn't actually kill, she just like conspired to do it. And then on
Yeah.
the other hand, she was abused her entire life. Like, I don't know. How do we feel about her?
I don't think we need to glorify her. I think we need to let her live a normal life, you
Yeah.
know?
But she also is choosing to go and do all these interviews and make the TikToks and stuff.
I bet she can monetize this now.
Yeah. I mean, as she should. The public's going to talk about her regardless. There's like, always going to be documentaries and stuff.
Does she get any money from like the act and all those other things, I wonder?
I don't think she does. Not from the act. I know she just came out with like her own documentary, I believe, recently, or it was like filmed when she was in prison.
Mm.
But I think I heard an interview where she either didn't watch the act or had no like input in it or something, and she wouldn't even choose Joey King to play her in like a biopic.
I
She
know how
wanted,
much you love her.
oh God. I honestly feel like we need a whole entire episode to talk about celebrities that just make me angry just from looking at their faces, and I can't explain it. Sorry to Joey King. I apologize. I wanna hit things when I see you. Um, I'm sure she's a nice girl. That is so rude. Anyway, back to Gypsy. Did you see? Well, okay, first of all, the discourse that I'm seeing now is that she went from, her mom, who obviously was a very horrible, mentally ill person herself, to now her husband is seems to be clingy, always by her side, always holding her hand. And that's getting like, mixed feelings on the internet too. Like, is he really like just her person and he's comforting her, or is he a little bit helicopter, a little controlling, a little too clingy?
Mm.
Have you seen the pictures comparing the two of them? Because he looks just like her mom.
I've seen him. Yeah.
I saw a side by side and it's pretty scary how identical they look. So maybe
Really?
Gypsy needs to unpack that. I don't know. Did you see the Instagram comment? I guess he posted a photo and people were like giving him hate, and she commented on his picture, like she was defending him, and it said some nice things in the beginning, and then she was like, plus the D is fire, happy wife, happy life. Like,
Oh.
Gypsy. But maybe the wildest thing of all that I've seen is them doing one of those games where like the interviewer will ask a question and you'll both write down the answer and, see if you have the same answer or whatever.
Hmm.
The interviewer asked Gypsy, if you could be any Disney princess, who would you be? So she wrote her answer and he wrote what he guessed she would put. This dude put Rapunzel. Is that not wild? Being held captive in a tower? Rapunzel, that's who she would be. She chose Anna from Frozen. Like, that was probably the most out of pocket thing that I saw.
I'm surprised she didn't do what did she dress up as to go to the movie? Cinderella?
Oh, it I don't remember. It was one of the princesses. But yeah. Yeah. I guess Frozen wasn't out back then.
It wasn't.
So, but it's all over my For You page. I can't seem to get rid of it, but I don't engage in any of the posts because I don't know. I'm not that interested in it enough to like want to know all the updates and all the interviews, but it's like unavoidable at this point to see a little bit going on.
Hmm.
Kind of over it. Kind of over it. Um, what else? Yeah, oh, do you like I know we play Family Feud. Do you watch game shows or like those fun little shows at all?
I enjoy them. I don't
Okay, I
watch
have
them often, but
I have a new one for you. It just came out at the beginning of the year. I think it's called We Are Family. I can't 100% remember the name, but a person will come out and they're a relative of a celebrity and you don't know who they're related to. and there's this like whole panel of people guessing, and the person will sing, and then, you know, there's like clues popping up, like visual clues as this person's singing. And then some people try to guess, like they don't lock it in, just like talking about it.
Hmm.
And then their celebrity relative is behind this, like, whatever, partition, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The second time they sing, their celebrity relative sings with them from behind the door. So then you like hear the voice and then you get more clues and then you try to guess who is their celebrity relative. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I did guess one correctly. Guessed one.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you who it is in case you decide to watch it and guess for yourself. So, but yeah, it was pretty cool.
What is it on?
Fox, maybe? ABC? I watched it like on
Did you watch it
cable,
on
but
Hulu? Oh, you watched it on cable.
yeah, but I'm sure it is on Hulu at this point. Should be. I don't know. I'll look into that. Um, Speaking of nothing, because this relates to nothing I just said. Your birthday is coming up.
Woo.
It's the 17th, correct?
Yeah, you
Oh,
got it right.
I knew I did, but I was like, there's always that little thing, like, what if I'm wrong? And then I'm just like that person. Thank God it's 17th because I looked some things up and I thought I would share some fun facts. So I have a
Okay.
list of every person listed on famousbirthdays.com. I should add all my resources for
I
this.
know a lot of fantastic ones. I'm
Really?
excited. Yeah.
Okay, so I have a list of the people you share a birthday with, but I also have a list of like premiere things that happened on January 17th in entertainment that
Hmm.
I'm going to share with you. So according to famousbirthdays.com, That's So Raven premiered January 17th of 2003.
2003?
That's what it said,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
15 Kids and Counting premiered January 17th of 2012. Kangaroo Jack was released January 17th, also of
We
2003.
went to that movie. I
Did
really wanted
you?
to go and watch Kangaroo Jack. I remember
For
it
your
being released
birthday?
on my
That's
birthday.
cute.
Yeah.
Did you love it?
No, it was not a
Oh,
very
okay.
good movie.
Yeah, I watched it a couple years ago for like the first time in a long time. Hmm. Or maybe I watched Crocodile Dundee. I don't remember. One of those.
Two very different movies.
Okay, well, I'll figure it out. And then my favorite one, apparently Motley Crue formed January 17th of 1981.
Oh, really?
That is exciting.
Huh.
Yeah, allegedly, according to famousbirthdays.com. Now, for people that you share birthdays with, Jake Paul.
Did not know that one. That sucks. That kind of ruins the whole thing.
Sorry, I had to start with that one. Jim Carrey,
Knew that.
Muhammad Ali,
I think I knew that.
your fave, game show host Steve Harvey, Mr. Family Feud himself,
Yep.
Betty White. Did you know her?
Yes. She's my
Michelle
fave.
Obama. Oh
Yep.
my God, you knew all of this? Calvin Harris,
Didn't know that.
Benjamin Franklin.
Ben Franklin.
Yes. Ray J, Dwayne
Okay.
Wade. That's kind of cool. Basketball. Zoe Deschanel, Lil Jon.
I
You don't like her?
don't like Zoe.
Okay,
She's my
tell us
Joey
about that.
King.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, she's not at Joey King level to me, but I also do not consider myself a fan. Something about her.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
I agree.
Lil Jon, Kid
What?
Rock.
I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. That was perfect
That was
timing.
funny.
Kid
Um,
Rock.
Kid Rock, fun
Mm.
with that one.
Mm.
Um, I'm always like so bad at pronouncing this name. Maury
Maury
Povich.
Povich.
Yeah.
I didn't know
And
Maury had the
Dennis
same birthday.
O'Hare. Yeah.
From American Horror Story?
Hmm.
I always thought it was Denise. It only has one,
Oh, I mean,
it only has one N.
I know, I've always read it as Dennis.
I don't know.
Dennis or Denise, I apologize to you because I think you slay and I don't mean to butcher your name.
I don't, it probably is Dennis, but why only with one N?
I mean, there's no E at the end.
I was about to say Dennis doesn't have an E at the end. It might be Denny. Denny
Denny?
O'Hare.
Okay, we can call him that. Den. Um, but yeah, I was shocked to see the amount of celebrities that share your birthday.
And they're all like pretty fantastic ones, mostly.
Yeah, for the most part, you got a couple in there that are questionable. The only person I know that shares my birthday is Usher, and I'm not really a
Did you
fan.
look?
I mean, I did at one point, not in a while. I guess I'll do that real quick. Let's see. October 14th. Deaths. Okay, some Disney girl, Rowan Blanchard. She's like one of the new Disney girls.
She related to Gypsy Rose. I'm just kidding.
Like everyone else. Oh, Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Oh.
Ralph Lauren.
Ooh.
Okay. But yeah, everyone else I'm seeing is like Instagram stars, TikTok star. TikTok? What did I just
Tic-tac-toe.
um TikTok stars, things like that that I don't recognize them. King James the Second. That's interesting.
Hmm.
A lot of historical figures, I guess. Is this one of the Insane Clown Posse? Shaggy Too Dope? He's got clown
Sounds
makeup
like an
on.
ICP name.
He's got the clown makeup. And Madonna's daughter, Lords, I don't know how to say her name. I'm not a fan of Madonna, so don't like her.
I was the one who had to ask you about ICP, right?
Yes.
Because my mom was like, "These people exist," and I
Yeah.
was like, "Yes, this is common knowledge." She was like, I was like, "Do you want me to ask somebody? I guarantee you they're gonna know who ICP is."
Yeah. I've I didn't know about the whole clown makeup. I've heard of Insane Clown Posse because I listened to Eminem and they had beef. But I didn't know the whole
They
clown
did.
thing. Yeah. I don't remember exactly what it was about, but I know he dissed them a couple times. But the only reason I know about the whole like Juggalo clown makeup stuff is because there's a whole Workaholics episode about it, and Rebel Wilson is in it as well, where they end up going to like the
They
Juggalo
went, didn't
festival or
they? I
whatever.
do
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time that I had heard of it as well.
Right. Who knew? But hey, to each their own, I suppose.
No, the reason it came up is because we were watching a true crime show
Mm.
and it was just this whole group of juggalos, but they didn't really mention it. And I was like, "Oh yeah, these are the ones that are all juggalos. I remember this." And but the only thing it did was it pulled up like their online stats or whatever, and it was like likes insane clown posse. That's the only mention they made of it. And I'm just like,
No way.
you guys are obsessed.
That is
Y'all are
so
some
bizarre.
jugs. I
Some
know.
jugs. Oh man. Is this your way of coming out as a jug?
No, ma'am. Never.
Okay.
Terrified
Hey,
of
I wouldn't
clowns.
I wouldn't judge you. That was so stupid. Okay, I'm not talking again.
I
I'm
knew where
done.
you were going with that. I like
Goodbye.
it. I wouldn't judge you.
Oh, that was the worst joke I've ever made in my life. Anyway,
No, I loved it.
thank
Great.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes my quick thinking isn't always there. So when it is, I'm like, even if it's a bad joke, I roll with it. Let's do the cruise update.
Oh, yeah.
Now, let me start by saying my update at this point is probably a couple weeks old for the most part because I'm just getting my info through TikTok and I'm not really checking dates. But let's go over some things about this cruise. TikTok user Angie Linderman, she's 37 years old. Just to give you an
Hmm.
idea of the type of people doing this cruise and the motivation behind it. She's doing all 9 months and says she's been planning it for like over a year. She lost both of her parents recently, and she herself is like predisposed to a lot of cancers where she doesn't
Hmm.
expect to have a long life. So she's using some insurance money to do this cruise and see the world while she can because she doesn't think that she'll ever retire. Her brother, his wife, and their kids are also on board with her. So I think that is awesome. A whole family thing. They're in separate rooms. She has her own room.
What are they,
Um,
homeschooling their kids? I'm sorry.
yeah, what are you sorry about?
I didn't mean to like interrupt you. I was just wondering.
Feel free, interrupt, ask questions. I don't care. I'm here for it. Um, some information I got from her is that they have laundry services. They do 3 bags per room per week, or you could do self-service machines. They do have Wi-Fi. That's how a lot of people are like, working from home from the
Hmm.
cruise. A single person gets 2 devices on the Wi-Fi. A room with multiple people, each person gets 1 device, and you can like rotate it out, like if it's your
Oh,
phone, your laptop.
that
Yeah,
kind of sucks.
yeah. You can't even use your phone and your laptop at the same time, like if
I
everyone
would
else in
have
your
at
room is
least,
connected.
I would need at least three.
Right, right. Um, at this point, I don't remember if this information is from her anymore or just notes that I've written down. There's about 20 kids doing the entire 9 months. And I was told that most are being homeschooled. I don't know if that implies that there's an option for schooling on the ship, but I don't imagine that there would be.
I don't imagine that there would be either.
Yeah, so I guess the ones that aren't getting homeschooled are just taking a break. A
A
9 month.
9 month break.
Yep. Um, I found out the max capacity is 2,500 people on the ship. They've booked 1,500 people, and only 700 of those people are doing the entire world tour, like the whole 9 months. Apparently they started booking back in 2020, 2021, around that time.
Oh,
And I guess they weren't getting enough people booking it, so they started lowering their prices. And the people who paid full price started seeing this and getting upset. So they did their refund because I guess you can like refund it before a
hmm.
certain time. And they would cancel their bookings and then rebook it under the cheaper prices. It also is apparently, I don't see how this would be cheaper, but cheaper to book it in the segments rather than the whole 9 months at once. You would think the whole 9 months would, I don't know, somehow give you a discount for doing that much.
Did
I don't
they
know.
not bring up the price yet? I know you had to call for pricing, so I just like nobody on TikTok has brought up how much it cost.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I thought you meant like literally raise the price. Yes. So, and again, all my info is allegedly, this is like word of mouth stuff that I have here. Apparently, the whole 9 months ranges from $60,000 for an interior room to 120,000 for the suites. And I saw a screenshot that said a royal suite. I don't know what that includes. A royal suite is $760,000. I don't know that anyone has booked that. I don't know if that is a fact, but the range, average range seems to be between 60 and 120,000.
That is a very nice house. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like very nice house at 700,000.
And instead you're even like the 120,000, well, I mean, not in this economy, but back in the day, it was a decent house as well,
Yeah.
and you're paying that to stay in a tiny room. Granted, you are traveling the world, but you're stuck in a tiny room this whole time. Like, I can't get over that room situation for that long.
Mm.
There's also different tiers of members of, I guess, what is it? What's it called? Royal, what's the freaking, hold on, like the cruise line. What's the
Oh,
one
Royal
called?
Caribbean?
Yeah. So they have like different members, just like the hotel point type thing, where you're
Hmm.
like Diamond Elite. But the top tier for them is called Pinnacle members. And apparently there's been a little bit of tension on the boat because Pinnacle members are getting far better treatment than non-Pinnacle members, regardless of if they're doing the entire 9 months or not. Because you don't have to be Pinnacle to do the entire 9 months.
Hmm.
So the Pinnacle members were invited to a town hall type meeting where they discussed seeing the Northern Lights. I don't know at what point in the cruise they were at. Um, but non-Pinnacle member cruisers did not know about this meeting. They didn't have access to see the Northern Lights. That, I don't know, that seems messed up to me. They're all on the boat. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Apparently there's a group text with all the Pinnacle members, I don't text, chats, whatever, to stay in the loop about things. And they're getting invited to exclusive events that the segmenters or non-Pinnacle members are not being invited to. And people are, talk happens amongst all the cruisers and people are figuring this out and they're getting upset. It's creating like a divide on the ship, essentially, is what people are saying.
That's great. It's gonna turn into a little city in there.
Yeah. It's I don't want to I don't like it. Like I said right in the beginning, something bad is going to happen on
There's gonna
this.
be a mutiny.
Apparently the segmenters okay, well the segmenters do end up paying a lot more because a lot of things are not included for them, including laundry, internet, and certain excursions that are included for the Pinnacle members. So I guess that probably
Oh,
doesn't sit right with them either, especially knowing like you have to pay extra for all this stuff and you're being left out of the loop of so many things happening on the ship. It's kind of
so
messed up.
rude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm still
Um,
paying my 60 grand at least.
right. Plus some.
Yeah.
Crazy. Have you heard of the Drake Passage?
No,
I have not heard of this until
like the rapper? No.
not the rapper. It's a body of water.
Okay.
I didn't hear of it until yesterday, literally, because that's where the cruise is passing through right now. Here's what's scary about the Drake Passage. It's a body of water between Cape Horn, Chile, Argentina, and South Shetland Islands of Antarctica. It connects the
Mm.
southwestern part of the Atlantic to the southeastern part of the Pacific. It's one of the most dangerous is? Why did I almost say that? It's considered one of the most treacherous voyages for a ship to make.
Oh, that's stupid.
Worse than the North Sea, apparently, which I'm on North Sea TikTok. I'm seeing all these crazy videos in the North Sea. Apparently, it's like nothing compared to the Drake Passage.
Oh.
The currents there meet no resistance from any landmass because of where it's like positioned.
Hmm.
So the waves can top like 40 feet, but I've seen some reporting up to 60-foot waves. How does that even happen? Um, According to Google, around 20,000 sailors have lost their lives on this body of water, and there's around 800 shipwrecks in the depths of its ocean floor.
Jeez.
Very, very scary. So apparently that's where the world cruise is going through. Maybe they're through it at this point. It said it would take them about 2 days to get through there. What I was seeing is it wasn't too bad. The ship was definitely rocking, and staff put out seasick bags at every stairwell and elevator, which I think is hilarious. I would be staying in my room because you're not gonna catch me walking around and seeing people vomiting into bags over a little bit of swaying. Um, but the cruise, I guess, like I said, I've never been on a cruise. I don't know how this stuff works. They drained the pools in like anticipation of the Drake Passage. I didn't know they did stuff like that. How do you even drain a pool on a cruise?
Just
You
let it
just,
out.
I feel like it would just fall straight down. Like, I don't know. There's a science behind it. I understand that. They also have certain decks that are off limits to the passengers while they're going through the Drake Passage because of the waves and the rocking of the boats.
Wow.
I am very curious. I've only been on little boats and I love the sway of the ocean, right?
Hmm.
Would something like that make me seasick? I think I would be terrified the entire time of flipping or dying, but I don't think I would get nauseous over that.
I didn't really get seasick when I went.
Yeah, I think it would be okay. Um, yeah, so now I have a new fear. It's the Drake Passage. Nothing to do with the rapper, don't be fooled. That is the entire update for the 9-month cruise as of right now. But I
Wow.
have something even better. I found
Yeah.
out there's a 3.5 year world cruise setting sail May 15th of this year from England.
What is up with this?
So this one is a little bit different. Apparently, it can hold about 924 passengers, but they can actually buy a cabin inside the ship. So that starts at $99,999, and they're guaranteed that cabin for at least 15 years. And they can also rent it out. So they can choose to not go on the cruise and just rent it out to people that want to go on it.
Hmm.
It's gonna be gone for 1,301 days, stopping at 425 ports, 147 countries, and in December of 2027, they'll end it in Florida.
2027.
Yep, and there are, of course, shorter segments you can do, ranging from 35 days to 120 if you don't want to do the whole 3.5 years.
That's a big gap. A very big
Yeah,
difference there.
yeah,
120 days or 3.5 years. Your pick.
right. So now I must ask, could you last on a 3.5 year cruise?
I feel like if you're buying a cabin, it's
Mm-hmm.
an investment, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and so you don't have to make that commitment to stay on it the whole time. But I feel like if it was comfortable enough
Mm-hmm.
and I could work,
Yeah.
then I don't know. I think I could probably do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to say since I've never been on one at all. But I kind of deep dove into bad oceans last night, and it makes me think overall, could I last on it? Probably, except over 3.5 years, you're bound to run in some absolutely terrible, horrible ocean conditions. I feel like it's unavoidable. If you're going all around the world for 3.5 years, you're gonna go through them. I can't do it. I have a hard time breathing watching the videos of the big waves and like people are like flying across the room because the ship is tilting. Like, love to watch them, but I can't breathe when I see it. I don't know.
Never seen that before.
Oh, I'll send you some videos. They're all over my TikTok. Um, it's pretty bad. Last night I watched so many and I kept searching like Drake Passage, like footage of that on TikTok to the point where TikTok thought it was okay. Because they associated that somehow with seasickness, which anything that was hashtag seasick, whatever, skipped it. I don't care. I don't care that you're nauseous.
Yeah.
TikTok put a video with that warning on my For You page, I'm assuming because of all this, of one of those roller coasters that goes in a circle and they go up, and I just heard the loudest, most triggering sound, and then like, oh, someone threw up upside down. And I had to like had to go in and be like, not interested. Don't show me videos like this. Like it triggered me so bad. My heart was racing. No warning. All because I was looking up videos of ships and people were getting seasick. Like, oh God, it was not fun.
Well, there was some exposure for you there.
Yeah, it was the
You
worst.
survived.
I did, but I was afraid that it was gonna upset my stomach. Like I had to lay there for like because I feel my heartbeat. It goes down into my stomach. And then it's like, I don't know, it's like a whole thing. I know I mentioned like maybe trying to expose myself when it comes to things like Stevo. but I don't want to be exposed when I'm not expecting it. It was very scary. It was super
No,
scary.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you want me to send you my what I'm doing with my client,
What
I'll
is
send
it?
it to you.
Is it scary?
No, it's an exposure like
Oh.
checklists and you rate how distressing each scenario would be to you,
Oh, okay.
and then you rank them based on like least bad to the most bad,
Let's do
and
it.
then actually go through and do the items.
I'll try it. I can't promise that I'll actually do it, like the exposure. Because at this point, I've just kind of accepted it. I'm like, why do I need to be exposed? Like, just, but yeah. As long as you scared me when you said that, like, do you want me to send you? I was like, please do not send me. You send me a GIF or a video or an audio. I'm gonna block you. The podcast is done. Like, I had
I
this
wouldn't do
friend.
that.
I know you wouldn't. I had a friend, I put that in quotes in high school, and she thought it was like funny to like record Snapchat videos of herself gagging and sending them to me. And I was like, that's just not cute. Don't do that, honey. Mm-mm.
But
Okay.
I mean, like the lowest one would be like reading the word vomit or hearing somebody say it.
Oh, that doesn't bother me. It bothers me when people start going in depth talking about how it happened to them and like describing it. But like the words have never bothered me.
So that's what I'm saying. So that would be
Oh,
low on your subjective units of distress.
okay. I can do, yeah. I would at least like to look at it. Yeah. Because I'm like the first person to be like, oh, I'm gonna throw up. Like that makes me want to vomit. I say that all the time because I know it's not gonna happen. Okay. Speaking of things that might make someone throw up, potentially, have you heard about the alleged aliens in Miami?
Aliens in Miami.
Have you
No,
heard about that at
I
the mall?
haven't. At the mall.
Okay, this is like the goofiest thing ever. And again, I took these notes like a week ago, so I don't know if there's any updates. That's not my problem. January 1st, there were reports of teenagers apparently fighting with sticks at the mall. I've heard a lot of different things on the internet, but apparently there was like 100 of them. There was like a ton of them. And at some point in the story, I heard there was maybe fireworks involved. They were setting fireworks off. I don't actually know what happened, but the police response to this was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I'll send you some videos. It looks like an entire department is there. Like there's an entire stretch of road with dozens and dozens and dozens of police cars. I've never seen an entire like police force at one place at one time like this. Apparently, again, please, I'm gonna stop saying this, but everything is alleged, okay? We don't know. But allegedly, there was a police helicopter above and they stopped all air traffic going through Miami. So that was like the first weird thing. And of course, the internet went straight to aliens. There's not necessarily aliens, but creatures. The rumor is that they were 8 to 10 feet tall, and some were grayish or transparent or blackish brown. Some people claim they would just stare at you. Some people claim they would disappear and reappear in like different spots. And apparently there were shots fired heard, and it was citizens trying to protect themselves from these beasts unsuccessfully because the shots didn't take the beasts down.
Oh my God. Oh my
Pe-
God.
People claimed that the police set a perimeter up to check everyone's phone and get rid of footage or proof of these beasts before actually letting people go.
I call bullshit.
The other claim is that the heavy police presence was due to thinking there was an active shooter at the mall, which that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Others report that the air traffic was not shut down and there were no beasts. Now, I'm not saying I believe the whole beast story. I feel like someone would have caught something some kind of evidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be so quick to shut down the thought that the government would do something like that as far as making a perimeter and like checking everyone's phone. Because I'm just so like, I don't believe the government about anything. They're so sick and twisted and they hide so many things.
Mm-hmm.
So do I believe that these beasts were there? Not really. But I wouldn't put it past something like this to happen. And I never actually saw like an official news story of like, hey, this is what actually happened. This is what was going on. Like there was, as far as I've
A
seen, no
cover up.
official statement. Yeah. So I'm still unsure about what happened at the Miami Mall. Um, I just don't trust the government at all. And I don't like saying
Oh.
stuff like that because I feel like I sound like one of those crazy conspiracy theorists.
Yeah, my thing is though is that people are so good with technology that they could hide a video from the police and
Yeah,
smuggle one. At least
right.
one. Some
Right.
person.
Yeah, there had to have, or like, someone could have done like, I don't know, a live stream, anything. Like,
Yeah.
someone would have got something, I do believe. But I will say, the government like doesn't play. Like, I remember when my brother I guess he was graduating his basic training for the
Uh-huh.
Navy, and we were about to leave the base, and it clearly states like everywhere, like, don't take photographs, this and that. His mom, my brother's mom, took a picture of like a statue or something, and we were in the car like trying to drive out, and one of the officers, seaman, soldier, I don't know who he
Hmm.
was, came up to the car and was like, I'm gonna need you to delete that. And like watched her delete it off of like a digital camera.
Oh my God.
And it was like a picture of a statue. Like I understand security and privacy, but like
A
they
statue?
they do stuff like that. Not even saying that the military is like part of the conspiracy bad people, but I don't put it past anyone.
Yeah.
Maybe I am. Oh my God. I hope I'm not becoming like one of those ridiculous, like literal conspiracy theorists, but like I don't trust anything that I see. Like I used
Because
to.
listen, my grandpa, everybody used to think he was nuts because he was like, they're watching us through the TV and listening to us and everything, and this is back in the late 90s,
Oh
early
no.
2000s or whatever. And everybody's like, oh my God, you're nuts. And then come to find out, when the whole NSA thing came out, bless you,
Thank you.
um, that they really were monitoring us through everything.
See? But that's another thing that I struggle with. Finding the fine line between is this person crazy or is there some truth to this? I just don't think I trust anything at all. Is that what
No,
being jaded means?
I don't know.
Oh my God. But that's, yeah, like the older I get, that's how I am. I don't take it as far like I don't care. If they're watching me through my phone, through my laptop, through my computer. Sorry, they're just gonna watch me. Like I'm not gonna do anything about it. But as far as like them saying stuff, I don't believe it. I believe there's so much more going on behind the scenes. Not just the government, like anyone with any type of power or money. Let's talk about the Stanley Cup craze. Have you seen anything about that
What the
on the
hell
internet?
is up with this? I really want to know.
So, like back in our day, I feel like Stanley was just like those soup thermoses, like the
Yeah.
camping with the cup on top.
Yeah.
It's become such a thing. Like people are getting them to like match every single outfit that they have, like one in every color.
Those things have got to be expensive too, right?
I think they run about $45 a cup.
Ew.
And I get hobbies, I get collecting things. I'm a collector of like useless things as well. But I feel like people are taking it way too far. Like Yeti was a big thing for a while, but I don't think it was like a craze the way the Stanley Cup is. Is that a
I love
Yeti?
my Getty.
See, and I was just my Paris Hilton cup, $14 at
Both
Walmart.
of these resemble Stanley cups.
Right. Oh.
Again,
What is up with that? I'm gonna have to research that.
is it because we
Um,
like cheers? I
for
don't know.
anyone not watching, I got a new laptop and my Zoom is giving like thumbs ups sometimes. It's very bizarre. Um, anyway, so there apparently was a new like hot pink or red Stanley cup that came out in collaboration with Starbucks, and it was dropping at Target. And people were camped out. I for sure saw people at 4 a.m., but it could have been even earlier than that, camped out in front of Target waiting for them to open to go in and get this cup. I saw videos that literally resembled Black Friday, like the old days of Black Friday shopping. People
Yeah.
like grabbing the cups off the shelf, like the little display thing. I don't know what it is about this particular collaboration with Starbucks cup. Like, because I know the whole Starbucks tumblers are like a thing too. Like people collect those as well,
Yeah.
which don't even get me started on those. I hate the ones that have they look like
The
the little
studs.
spikes. Yeah, the studs.
Yeah.
They're so uncomfortable for me to hold.
Oh,
And
I've never tried one.
I just picked one up at the store and it's like it doesn't feel good on my skin. And
Yeah.
I like a handle anyway. I don't like those little whatever. Um so I don't know what it is in particular about this cup, but I saw people trying to resell them for upwards of $250 for the cup. And they normally
No.
sell around like 45, $50, I think. Again, don't know what it is about this particular cup, but I have been seeing, just like I said, people are getting them in every color they can find and they change their cup based on their outfit that day. There's now accessories, which I'm not knocking anyone's hobbies, but there's like these rubber things that you like put on the bottom. I guess maybe so it doesn't slide around. I don't know. There's different cute little straw toppers. There's these rubber attachments you can put around the top so you can put snacks in it and like sip and have your snacks. I don't know. People, I feel like consumerism is crazy. Like people are taking it too far.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They really do.
And even cups like the Yeti and stuff, like I haven't bought a Yeti, but all different kinds of water bottles throughout my life. I've bought them and I've been
Hmm.
like, this is my water bottle. It never happens and just never sticks for me. This is literally the only one, this Paris Hilton cup. I don't know. It's something about I love the handle. I love that I can just like slide up in it and it's not like
Yeah.
a and I could hold it, whatever. It's just I don't know. This is my emotional support cup. I never understood that before either until I got that. But now I need to get she has one that's like white all over with hot pink
Hmm.
handle. I want to get that one too. But back to the Stanley Cups. I could not believe what I was seeing. People camping out for a cup. And
So is it for sale at the Starbucks inside the Target or inside the Target itself?
it was inside the Target. It was like, one of those middle rack display things, kind
Yeah.
of. It was at one of those.
Oh,
And people were just grabbing them. Like, it's really so not that serious.
it's not at all. I don't understand that.
I don't either. And did you see like the woman whose car caught on fire? Did you see that video?
No.
So before this Starbucks collaboration happened, some woman's car caught on fire and she took a video. It was like completely burnt. Like nothing was left of this car. Her Stanley cup was still in the cup holder intact. Not only was it intact, but there was still ice inside of her cup. And because of that video, she just made that video to show like how incredible Stanley Cup is. The Stanley Cup company made their own video and they said, "Hey, like we're never doing this again. Like we'll probably never do this again, but we saw your video. We're gonna buy you an entire new car." So they did that. And so even though they like clearly stated, like I watched this video, they stated this is like a one-time thing. I wonder if people are like buying Stanleys and hope that some tragedy will happen and the Stanley will survive and then the Stanley company will like replace whatever it was.
Like my house caught on fire. Everything's gone but the Stanley Cup.
Like I don't know if that's the motivation behind the craze. I'm not sure. But again, I would not ever knock anyone's hobbies or collecting. It's just bizarre to me the extent of the obsession with the cup.
Yeah. Uh, I've never really understood cup
And
crazes.
also, like, cups to me are like not fun to wash, especially straws and stuff.
Yeah.
Why do you want so many and you have to keep rotating and washing them? Like, I
Hmm.
use mine for a couple days and wash it. Use a couple days, wash it. I can't imagine like I used my green cup today and I'm gonna use my blue one tomorrow. Now I've got like 5 cups at the end of the week that need to be washed.
I
Please.
know my mom rotates Yetis
Mm-hmm.
because we have like the 24-ounce ones.
Yeah.
And she rotates between like three of them. And she always leaves them sitting on the counter for me to wash.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, please don't don't do this. Like, why do we need so many Yeti cups?
I can understand like 2 or 3 because that's why I want to get a second Paris cup because also, I'm weird about germs, so I don't ever take it out of the house, and if I do, it has to be washed immediately when I get home before I can use it again.
Mm.
So I was gonna do one for like going to town. Here's my outside cup. Obviously, I'm still gonna wash it, but like the other one can like sit on my bed and be fine. But I'm the opposite. I leave mine for my mom to wash for me because I don't like doing it.
So rude.
I ask her, okay? She says yes.
Mm.
Okay. Our last topic of the day. Something pretty crazy. I don't know if you've heard about it. I feel like it's not getting that much attention and it needs more. Maybe we could help be an outlet for that. 250 bodies were discovered buried in unmarked graves behind a state jail in Jackson, Mississippi. Have you heard about this?
I haven't.
Oh my, this is recent. So families of all the deceased were essentially left in the dark until last month, and the grave sites some of them were only identified by like a number, a metal rod, and obviously it's like raising concerns about respect and just why is this happening?
Also,
Um,
like cause of death and everything. It's like, are you just not letting the families know that these people are dying? Or are
right,
you
they're
trying to cover
not.
up?
What are they trying to cover up? But they're definitely not letting the families know. So, in March of 2023, Dexter Wade was hit by a police officer and it killed him. His family was never informed of his death and he was buried without their knowledge. So that's when things started to come to light about this, I guess. He did have identification on him, which was given to the lead detective by the medical examiner. And allegedly, the detective claimed to have called his family, didn't receive an answer from his family, and took no further action to contact them about their deceased relative. That is insane. Um, all the bodies that they found were placed in the shallow graves with no embalming, leading to like a disturbing stench, obviously, that attracted buzzards to the site.
Oh,
None of the
that's
affected
fun.
families, I know, none of the affected families were notified, and many were still under the impression that their loved one was just missing. They had no idea they were deceased. And the last that I read about it was an activist, Arthur Reed, and 2 attorneys, Ben Crump and Dennis Week, are advocating for a federal investigation to uncover the truth behind these unmarked graves. So we don't actually know
Yeah, I
why.
wonder what the death dates were.
Yeah. Like, how long has this been going on?
Yeah. Um, dude, not to laugh, but
What's funny about that?
Arthur Reed from the show Arthur, that's his name.
Arthur's last name is Reed?
Yeah, but it's Read, like read a book.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so disappointed in myself because I was the biggest Arthur fan. Never knew he had a last name.
Read. And I'm sorry, I'm not laughing about this
No, we're not laughing about that, but
YouTube commenter.
oh my God, that is so funny. For backstory, we posted one of our clips talking, what was it? Who was it
It
about?
was the Christmas Day massacre with Santa Claus.
Yes. And we posted like a little short of the excerpt of you talking about it, and someone's commenting like, "Why is the girl smiling while talking about murder?" Well, first of all, we're very respectful, and like you pointed out, sometimes we laugh because we're uncomfortable or like the situation's dark. Like, we're not laughing at what
Yeah, have
happened.
you watched Bailey Sarian ever? She always laughs, and she's like, "I'm not laughing because it's funny."
Right? It's hard not. It's like it's just how you like deal with things. Like
Yeah,
I feel like it's almost weirder to talk about it completely like stone cold, straight faced.
yeah, very true.
So yeah, we're not laughing at the situation. It's actually one of the most horrible things I've ever heard. I don't understand how they got away with it. I don't know how long they got away with it, but I
That'll
just
be
don't
interesting
understand
to see.
why. Yeah, I will definitely keep researching this, but I didn't I didn't know Arthur had a last name.
Oh God,
I feel like such a fake fan. Like was like ride or die. Like Arthur was my boy. Don't even give me Buster. Come on.
you and Buster's.
Oh, what does that mean, first of all? You made my face turn red. Why did you say that?
Buster, Bus
What do you
Bus.
mean? Anyway, I'm the color of the curtain right now.
You are.
Arthur is the first time I've ever heard the name Buster.
Me too. Till the
And
Murdaugh.
I was about to say, and Buster Murdaugh the last time I've ever heard it. I have not heard it in between.
Just two Busters. Just two. He's a bunny rabbit.
All right, let's campaign to get Buster on the podcast. I would be like, I swear to God, we won't talk about anything related to your family. Like, we just want you on. Let's just chat to you.
What would we even ask him?
What's your favorite color? Do you want to come over?
No.
No.
I find myself doing it too. It's messed up.
See? See? He's altering our brain chemistry or something. Well, mine is also heavily influenced by Danny McBride. And I've noticed any time that I'm aware that I'm speaking, it's not going to come out. If I try to do it, like imitate it, oh, it's raining pretty hard. If I try to imitate it, it's not gonna it's gonna sound like I'm trying to do like
I
an
know. I
Australian
do it in
accent.
natural conversation though.
Yes. Literally on set the other day, I was talking to this group of girls and I kept hearing it, and every time I heard it in my head, I'm like, I kind of love it though.
I do too.
It's like South Carolina chic or something. I don't know.
No. See, I can't do it when I'm talking,
Me
but trying
too.
to.
I'm literally like, no, that's not how it sounds. Like, wait, have we actually talked? Like, did I actually mention that on the podcast or was that just to you?
No, you mentioned it on the podcast, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, then I'm gonna leave that part in if I was trying to imitate it. Anyway, back to the Jackson, Mississippi issue. How did this go unnoticed for so long? And how can people, like, in good conscience, do something like this? They can't. It's obviously horrible people doing this.
Yeah.
And it's obvious, like, I mean,
And
I would
it's a
assume,
systemic thing. Like a lot of people knew about that.
right? Because I was gonna say, I assume it's the police department in that area in charge of it. I'm very, like, it's scary to think about that happening. The 215 bodies, no
Yeah.
explanation, whatever. I definitely am going to keep looking into that and update people as I know more because justice for these people, it doesn't matter who they are or what they did, no one deserves that for the end of their life.
Yep.
And their families don't deserve it either. All right. My song of the week this week is going to be Jaded by Miley Cyrus. Did I already do that one?
No.
Okay, then Jaded by Miley Cyrus.
Okay. PSA. Don't speak ill of the dead.
Ooh,
Ooh.
they might come back and haunt you.
Yeah. You've been listening to the Straight Crooked podcast.
Bye.
Bye.